link so I'm able to share it for everyone so they can jump on board. We are going to be talking a bit more about the banks. We had Morgan Stanley reporting today, and we also had TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. Taiwan, the big point of contention between China and Japan right now. China saying that they are going to potentially go to war against Japan if they move forward. We'll also look at IWM, we'll look at the SPY. We will look at all of these great things to keep you guys informed as to where we could be going in this market. Just did my little bit for Angela Miles today, and definitely in protection mode. We're going to look at the reason why. So let me complete this with the links, and boom, all done. Let's move over to the chart here, and let me find the live stream. Too many windows open up above. And if you guys do like the live stream, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. I see we've got a bunch of people watching live now. Let's rock this market. Let's look and see what's going on. If you have any questions as to stocks that you would like me to look at, put them in the chat. Otherwise, we will definitely cover AMC. That is a big one. We've also seen it in a lot of ETFs as well. So we will check out those ETFs. I'll show you how to pull those up to see which ones might have a lot of activity as well. Some crazy dark pool prints continuing. And I do have the SPY up here because look at this. I wanted to go over the indexes, but look at the massive spike of volume at end of day. And where are we? Hi, Troy. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Terry. Yeah, if you guys like the live stream, if you like my opinions and potentially they make you money and you feel like donating a cup of coffee my way, there is a buy me a coffee link down below. So thank you, Terry. Thanks for reminding me about that. Good morning, Roman. It's actually 1 o'clock here. You must be on the West Coast. And 1 o'clock right now, there is a hearing going on in Maricopa County all about the election out there. So that might bring some volatility as well to the market. But let's look at the S&P 500 right now. So we had this massive volume spike over here at the end of day. They snuck it in end of day. They snuck it in end of day over here too. So we're below this massive volume right here from roughly a 435.50 area, and massive volume from close yesterday, which we closed roughly it's right there, 436.10. So 2 major days. We are below 3 trading days. Roger, black coffee, or do I mess it up with cream and sugar? You know what I do, Roger? I put collagen in my coffee, and I do add creamer to it. I do like it like that because I don't like the overly dark roasted. I like the fruitiness of coffee. I like to taste the nuances of coffee, just like I like fruity chocolate as well, where it's not over roasted. So I like the good quality stuff. So right here, you can see we have 3 days. We are below those 3 days. So we could take that potentially as 3 days of selling. If we were to close back down below here, actually below this day right here, this is the highest volume that we've had recently, which is going to be the 8th of July. So if we drop below 428, we'll say 428, we are headed for a bigger drop in the market. When we look at the Russell, we've been talking about this for a while. Rising dollar, weaker market. Yeah, well, they could be talking about interest rates. I don't know if you guys listened to the Senate hearing with Honorable Powell, General Powell. Is it General? I think so. I think his name is General Powell. That was going on. I did tweet that out this morning. Very, very interesting, talking about, hey, if you guys are not able to speculate how high the inflation is going to go, then how can we trust you to tell us how long it's going to take before it reaches there? So they're starting to shed doubt into the Fed. Yeah, there was a lot today too, CoinFox. No, I am not. The shorts are in the market, Stealth C1, with the Russell for sure. And we have XLF bouncing today. However, this could be at a prime part for a bigger move down. So we do have the Russell. Check out how much we actually have the Qs down the most. The Qs tend to be the strong stocks that tend to lead the S&P 500. Let's look at them really quickly in the breakdown. So we are testing this trend line right here on the daily. If we break below this, and if we have a close below 358, I think that we could likely see a move back down here, down to 351. So let's look at, I got distracted, the Qs right over here. All right, so looking at the Qs, don't be a troll, Stealthy One. I will boot you. All right. So when we look at the tech stocks, these were the ones that were up big time over the past week. The SPY keeps making lower lows on the 5-minute chart. Think another 45 and 60 minutes, and we will hit a new daily low around 432.50. Here's what you guys have to also know. 1 o'clock, we have the hearing going on for Maricopa County. 2 o'clock, we have the sunshine meeting for the SEC, all about whatever they have behind closed doors. I'm thinking potentially instantaneous settlements as well as the XRP lawsuit, which coincidentally at 3 o'clock, the XRP lawsuit judge will be making an announcement. So keeping all of that in mind, I think we could see a very crazy afternoon. Also starting to see some prints on fear, right? Usually we're seeing the prints somewhat diminish, right? Here we had high and then it was shorting, but we've had this big spike right here, right around 11:30. So if we go back up above, right up here, 29.80, let's set an alert, 29.81, there is a good chance we are going to see fear stepping in, more put buying drop in the market, right? It doesn't always mean VXX is going to be a tradable instrument of the VIX futures. So let's look at the VIX futures as well, which is going to be, I'm on crypto, that's why. Right here, there we go, volatility index. Nice, CoinFox, way to rock it. Yeah, so right here, looking at VIX, we could see, this is our daily chart over here. If we break out up above 18 later today, but you see this is sort of in an upward channel, right? Are you guys seeing that with me? That I'm not creating this. I've also had some weird things happening to my computer today. I don't know about you guys, but my computer has just been acting sort of weird. So we're sort of going up in this channel right here, slow move to the upside. You know, we have some put buying and then maybe selling of the puts. And then we have more put buying and then maybe selling of the puts, buying of calls. Put buying, selling of the puts, buying of the calls. So looking at this, we are in that upward trend. I would anticipate another potential drop as we move on up to 18 again. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to go there. We could see that this completely drops down from 1660 and we hit all new time highs on the market. However, starting to see indications because we are below the print levels, especially on the Qs that are the strongest, right? This has been the strongest, lifting up the other indexes. Apple has retraced some today. So we're seeing that. Wow, look at that big gap to fill. Who's on that gap to fill down to 146.20? That could be a really beautiful fade, right? $1.50 to the downside. That would be almost worth a potential lottery put for tomorrow. All right, Microsoft as well, pulling back a little bit. Keen, we filled the gap down, tested the level of 280, bounced back up, but we do have this ascending wedge. We came up, we have a nice reversal pattern. Would like to see this close down in the body over here for further evidence of a sell-off and correction. Amazon as well, pulling to the downside, right? Look at that. How many days did we take off? That's a nice reversal pattern. Would like to see it close below 3,600 here for a continuation move to the downside. Tesla has just been fading off of that 697.50, right? It was 693.28 is where we were. And this went just to 700. So we tested 700, pulled back down to 619, up here, lower highs, and continuing to sell off down here. A bit of a gap as well, down to 631, might be another $12 move to the downside right here. Google as well. Hey, they have that 593 million fine by France. It looks like they're digesting that today, filled the gap to the downside. This could be where all of that weakness is showing in the index overall, because you have to remember the first 8 stocks are roughly 30% of the index weighting wise. If we look at this on a weekly right here, check this out. Wow, look at that. We just took out the past 3 weeks. Next move down would be back down here, in my opinion, down to 330. So $12.50 move to the downside for potential support right there. Put it right there. Hello, Salvatore. Come stai? And Google. Oh, this is the other. No, I cancel. My little puck just woke up.
To delete your notes, open the Assistant app on your phone or tablet and ask for your notes. Tap the note you want to delete, then the delete icon.
All right, so NVIDIA as well, this is our weekly chart. When you start to see the weekly chart really showing weakness as well, that's going to give you a bigger indication. So we've got, who was asking? Rufero was asking about Netflix. Netflix, look, we have a high wick on that doji, definitely retracing, coming back down to this moving average, which has been support. Let's look at it on our daily over here as well to see. Yeah, is that looking pretty strong? Not to me, right? We have taken out all of yesterday. It set a high, rejected it, came back down, hitting support. I would look to see if we are going to break down below 535. That would be my stop area if I were to go long here. However, the momentum is definitely to the downside. I like it more like this, swinging to the upside. Over here, does it look like it's swinging to the upside? Not yet. It would need to break out up above 542.50 for me there. All right, so the Qs are definitely being affected. You can see same top ones here in the S&P 500. Let's check out Tesla. Oh, we already looked at Tesla as well. And NVIDIA is definitely pulling back. JP Morgan, some of the banks are definitely strong. Oh, thank you, Roger. Roger is a subscriber to the watch list, which, let me remind you guys right here, if you want to try out my watch list, head on over to cjandtrade.com. If you use welcome, you will save 10%. This is what it looks like. So this was the list for today. You can see that off of Apple, definitely a nice little short available. And let's review them right now, actually. Let's go over those. And right here to the list. So that's where I do have my list. Let's look at it. So we had Baba as a potential long today. It did not break out up above the level. Had a little bit of a short trade today, hitting the 425 on my 45-minute chart, but it looks like it might reject and continue to move back down. Maybe it's going to come all the way back down here. I don't know if that was a true trade right here, or we might be seeing that Baba is going down to 211.20. Keep that in mind. Hello, David. How are you? All right. Morgan Stanley as well ended up offering a long opportunity today. It was up on the day early, and then it faded down a little bit. We are hitting this level up here, 93.50. So that is a bank stock with earnings today. This is the first one of the bank stocks that has had positive earnings that actually went up. So it's quite interesting to see that this has broken the trend that we have seen for other stocks, bank stocks, I should say. Also, there was a lot of chatter with Powell saying, why have you changed the regulations for the top 13 banks? How are you planning on protecting them? What about the living will in looking for those to, if they were to dissolve, how are they going to live in the future for the clients? So all of that stuff, very, very interesting. Hello, Sanchita. You're waiting on lithium. I know you love LAC. I know you do. So AMD, beautiful short today, breaking down from 89.60, right? $2.60. If you had owned, what is it? $2.60. If you had owned 20 shares of this short, you would have paid for 1 month using that level that I provided this morning. All right, PLTR as well, another one heading to the downside. We have broken down out of this trend line over here. Are we going to see that it pulls back down to 20 potential? swing if it is weak, in my opinion, all the way down to 20 as a potential target, but it could bounce back up to the averages as well. AMC today is bouncing for sure. Let's look at it on the weekly chart. We have hit the 50 simple moving average on the weekly chart, and we did have a bit of a bounce. So let's turn these on really quickly, and you'll see, oh, no, it was a weekly. I'm not on weekly. Which one did it? Didn't it hit? Oh, it's the 15 EMA right there. So we hit the 15 EMA on the weekly and it bounced. So there were some people that chose that level as a buying support level. And there we go. I had the wrong chart up as weekly. So we're starting to see that it hit 36.50 and starting to sell off more. I don't know if we have had other dark pool prints on that today. Other major dark pool prints, but not necessarily there. All right, let's look at SPCE. Look at this weekly chart. Oh, do you want to be long this company? Maybe if it comes down here, but I would rather get in down here at roughly 23.25 on that weekly chart. It looks dismal. So SPCE, look at that. We're breaking down. Are we going to come down to 30.30? It's holding this support level, small trade to the upside, 50 cents, and looking for that to break down further. Coke also had, no, they didn't have earnings today. It's coming up. But it did fade off of the high right here, and it's just trading sideways. So this feels like positioning, low volatility. Watch this tomorrow. This is going to have a big explosive move. If we close out above 56.40, we might have a bigger squeeze, hitting all-time highs, right? 56.40. Right there, 56.48. So watch 56.50. If we break out above 56.50, likely a squeeze overnight, in my opinion. Wish as well also had 2 big down days today as well. Oops, this is TSM. So this had 2 big down days, a bit of a retracement up. So it had a nice move up above 992, up to 1040 almost, so roughly 50 cents right there, or 5%. And when we look at TSM, they reported semiconductors. Hard to make a lot of money when you don't have conductors to sell. So is this going to be a pattern that we see? Another reason why AMD is affected potentially, because all the semiconductors are being hit. Let's also check on SMH, probably down today. Semiconductor ETF, and there we go. Semiconductor ETF is feeling the pressure and pulling to the downside. Let's look at LAC as well today. So LAC, Lithium Americas. So we are, what are you looking for? 1180 to 1310. Yeah, you're looking for it to come back down here. It looks like it's a short, right? In my opinion, this is looking like it's a short. I don't know if you have shorting capabilities there, Salvatore, but it looks like it is a short. Here's also what else I see, right? Is that what you were talking about? That you were talking about the drop up here? We have the SPY going to new lows. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a panic scenario, right? This is why we prepare. You are prepared for long and short. I've got an alert set up over here. If we break below 433.60, I believe is what that price level is that I have it set at. So if it alerts, and let's look at DXY. I want to dump. Yeah, you know what? I would love to see the market crash at the moment. Not, I've been talking about this being prepared for everybody, saying, hey, let's prepare, let's prepare, let's prepare. We have been in a downward trend for quite a while now. Look at that. Since back here, since 16th of March, they've been prepping. We're hitting that 425 EMA on the weekly chart. Hey, Shar. Welcome. So this is hitting 92.75 right here. That looks like it was resistance in the past, roughly. So let's see if we break above 93. That would be a big area that I would watch, is to see if we break above 93 on the dollar index. I think that we had a lot of, Evans is saying, well, if they had a lot of chatter about what was going on with inflation, interest rates, how the Fed is going to manage it. And it's interesting that the Fed is in charge of unemployment, where I guess, as far as paying out unemployment, but why are they the ones that are in regulation of prices and unemployment when they are just stimulating right now? The inflation has definitely, I don't know, have you seen the price of your groceries gone up? Hey, Shovel, how's it going? Have you seen the price of your groceries rise in the past 9 months? I definitely have. And that is definitely an inflationary tool for consumers. Yet, they don't measure that when they're looking at inflation. It's so weird. They didn't measure food prices and they didn't measure utilities. And those are two things that are definitely going to be related to people's pockets right off the bat. I take pics of the sale papers every week and there's been very little increase. Well, maybe not in the sale, CoinFox, but you look at the cost of eggs, milk, flour, basic goods. Yeah, beef. Well, they've also been paying farmers not to farm. I don't know about if they've been paying, what's it called? Like cattle farmers or chicken farms or fish farms. I have no idea about that. That's something to look into. Bacon. Yeah. I'm not a big bacon eater. It's more like a once a month treat. What's the name of the platform you are trading? Well, this is TradingView that I'm showing you right here. Main staples haven't risen much, just out of Chicago. Okay, interesting. I definitely saw a price increase in eggs, milk, and the overall cost of weekly groceries went up about 25% up here in Canada. You have your own chickens. Nice. Nice. You can make me a nice scrambled egg sandwich. I make my own hot sauce. I've got that. And garlic. I got to go harvest my garlic today. Just learned about garlic from a garlic farmer yesterday. So unless you guys have any gas, rent in the murder zip code's ridiculous in Phoenix. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Roger. As far as things are going up. Give me a Wendy's any day. I love the Baconator burger. Yeah. No, I like chicken sandwiches with my jalapeno hot sauce on it. My favorite is B12 burger. And I also love chocolate. Those are and coffee, right? Those are the three things. Chocolate, coffee, and a good chicken burger with bacon too. I like it on sandwiches for sure. All right, unless you guys have anything else, let's look at crypto really quickly though too. Let's check out the crypto space. I know that I woke up and Bitcoin was below that important level of 32,260. So let's look at it today. 32,260. Let's look at it on a 24-hour chart over here. And it's not looking too pretty, right? 32,260 is this support right here. We're below it. Good chance that we're going to come back down here. This is a volume weighted anchor price from the bottom down here. Back in March where we had super high volume. That would be 25,316. So looking for at least a $6,000 move to the downside. Let's check out Ethereum as well because Ethereum has broken down as well. A little bit of a wonky head and shoulders, but we probably will see a move down to 1380. So likely a $500 move down on Ethereum as well. We have the volume dropping off there. The cream has risen to the top today. All right. We will check it out. So cream has risen to the top, looking for this to break out up above 181 over here, 181.50, and then we'll likely see this scream even higher. But right now you can see this is where all the volume was located right here. And you know, you guys remember what I think of this? This looks like a hand with fingers on it to me, so that those people that are stuck right here are not in a good position. All right, let's jump back over. So the SPY is dropping. Yeah. It still hasn't broken 433.60. Let's check out VXX. It could be dropping in relation to, like I said, what's going on in Maricopa County right now. That there might be, let's see if I can do the cool thing that I did before by mistake. So I copy and pasted a YouTube video by mistake. So let me see if I can do that again. We could embed it. I'm going to see if I can find a live stream about it. Oh, yes. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I don't know that my computer is going to play it.
On the procedures, have we done everything
But you
we
guys can
possibly
hear it.
can to make sure these
See where
are
it pops
fair,
up.
clean, honest elections?
Um,
Perhaps are lacking in some way. This is a great
Here we go.
opportunity for us to be able to
I'll just pull
say,
it over like
let's
this.
fix that, because
So here we have if you go to right side broadcasting RSBN, and then you can listen to it right here, and you can turn it on full screen.
for the purpose of passing
So
laws.
that is probably
With
what
that
I'm going to
information
go
gives us the
ahead and
tools
watch.
to be able
I'm pretty
to
afraid of
either
Bitcoin price. What will happen if it
existing
hits
legislation
below
or
28,000?
create new legislation to make sure that the
I
Senate
have
is
no
focused
desire
on-
at all to
I
touch
just want that
Bitcoin.
on the record.
Never have. I think it's going to
Mr. Bennett,
5,000 now
I'm gonna
because it is
go
below
to you next.
32,500.
I want
All
to
right, guys.
hear- thank you
So I
so
am
much.
going
You
to
have
wrap it up.
volunteered your
I'm
time
going
for
to
many,
listen
many weeks
to
here,
this
free of
video right
charge.
here,
And,
all
with
about the
your past
election
experience,
audit.
it was
I
great
think
to
this
have
is
you
likely
step
the
up to the
reason
plate and
why we
offer to
are
be our
seeing
Senate
the
liaison,
drop
particularly
in
since
the
we were still in
index
session
personally.
and, we could not be there.
But we shall see. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Because of
I will
your
see you all
expertise as
at
being a
12:15
past Secretary of
tomorrow.
State of
Have a
Arizona
great one.
and
Carpe
Senate
Profit, seize those
President,
profits, one trade
prior
at a
to
time.
I would like to get your